a super long and complicated glute routine to really see good results. This workout is just 4 exercises and it had me feeling it, and even though it might be simple, it is not easy. But first, we always start with spending a little time warming up. Even just 5 to 10 minutes doing a quick dynamic warm up to get the blood flowing can go a long way. First up, we have hip thrusts, and on these we want to go as heavy as we can while also still being able to reach full hip extension at the top. We aren't just pulsing the weight, make sure to really control it and let your glutes do the work. Neutral spine, chin tucked, and on the last set of these I actually did a quick drop set to really turn it up even more. Next is glute bias leg press, and you can do these single leg or with both legs, but what's going to make this more glute bias is our foot placement is going to be a little higher, so at the bottom of the rep we have more of a stretch in our glutes and not as much knee flexion for our quads. You will definitely still work both, but where you place your foot can make a difference on what you are biasing more. Hyperextensions are up next, and this is a hip hinge movement, so even though our hips aren't actually moving, focus on the feeling of trying to push your hips through the pad and really engaging those glutes and hamstrings. I also just love dropping the weight and doing a few body weight at the end. Last but not least, we finish with some step ups. I love doing these in the Smith because it's really stable and easy to add weight, but using some dumbbells is perfectly fine. Our back leg is just a stopping point and used for stability, so we don't want to just drop down on it or use it to push off. Keep a nice controlled tempo and allow your working glute to do most of the work. And when I tell you my glutes were on absolute fire, I meant it.
All right, this is Jessica Bickling. 4 exercises. Hallelujah! So yes, just 4 exercises. I love seeing that because I'm so sick of seeing like 8 exercises for one glute workout. It's too much. You can't recover from it if you train glutes 3 times a week like most of my followers do. So she starts out with hip thrusts. She says Kaz glute bridges. Those are just hip thrust pulses. And I like that she mentioned using full hip extension. Then she moved on to glute bias leg press. Excellent form. Put her foot up high to bias the glutes. That's a big deal. If you put your foot really low, it's a quad exercise. If you put your foot really high, it's much more of a glute exercise. So great job on that. Moved on to 45 hypers. I like that she kept a little bend in her knee to make it a little less hammy and more glute. Finished off with Smith machine step-ups, another amazing glute exercise. So these 4 exercises cannot steer you wrong. If I could offer one piece of advice, and this is only for my followers who train glutes 3 times a week, choose between either the leg press or the step-up because it could make you a little bit too sore to be properly recovered for the next glute training session, especially if you train Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You could do this on the Friday, but maybe not on the Monday, Wednesday, and consider adding in some abduction for the upper glutes. But Jessica, this was amazing. You're a rock star. Keep up the great work. The people love you, and I can see why. I'm Bret Contreras, aka The Glute Guy.